Hello, it's Steve with Apogee Hardwood Cleaning. I am here to do another of the blog series. Today's blog is Finding the Sweet Spot. How often should you schedule a screen and recoat for wood floor maintenance? Alright, so we're discussing the frequency of screen and recoats. We discussed this in another blog earlier as well. And here's what it comes down to. How often is the floor being used? How often you're going to do a screen and recoat is all going to depend on how often you use the floor. How many people are walking on a daily basis. So even within your home, your dining room versus your kitchen versus the living room versus a bedroom are all going to have a different frequency of how often people are walking on them. The kitchen is most likely the location that's going to have the highest traffic and is going to be the spot that is going to require a screen and recoat first. And depending on how your house is constructed, you may have to do the entire floor all at once, even though most of the floor still doesn't need it yet. So foot traffic is really what determines how often you're going to need a screen and recoat. But let me stress, screen and recoat is an important process in the maintenance of your wood floors, because again, the kitchen is typically, what I have seen is typically the spot that wears out first for most homes. Kitchen is also where there is water. Dishwashers, sinks, people using water on the stoves and the refrigerator. There is water all over the place in the kitchen. If that polyurethane wears down to the point where the wood starts getting exposed, even small amounts of water can start damaging that wood and start causing staining of the wood, permanent stains, that even sometimes, if it's deep enough, even staining can't get it out. So you really want to watch your kitchen, and if it starts wearing down to the wood level, you really need to get that screen and recoat done, even if the rest of the house doesn't need it. You need to get that wood protected for even those small amounts of water. The small amounts of water over long periods of time, meaning there's little drops on there each day or a couple times a week. It's nothing, no significant amount of water, but just that small amount of water over long periods of time will damage that wood and cause it to start changing color. Alright, so let's get back to the article here. So understanding the screen and recoat process. So the screen and recoat process is putting a new layer of polyurethane on top of the current layers of polyurethane. We're not removing anything from the floor. We're just putting a new fresh coat of polyurethane on top. That new fresh coat of polyurethane enhances the colors of the floor so the floor looks better. And it provides a new protective layer on the floor so things like that water does not get down into the wood, damaging the wood. So influencing factors, number one, foot traffic. Number two is what type of finish was used. Was the original finish put on the floor a good, durable, high quality finish that will last a long time, or was it a low quality polyurethane that's going to wear out quickly? Wood species. There are many different types of wood that is used on the floors. Some wood, like pine, is very soft and can damage more quickly than some other woods, some other types of wood that are very hard that can last longer. How hard or soft the wood is underneath the polyurethane really impacts how durable that polyurethane on top can be. So harder the wood is underneath, the longer the polyurethane is capable of lasting on top. Lifestyle factors, which really gets back to the foot traffic. It really refers back to the first one. Depending on your lifestyle in the house, on how much traffic there is on the floor. So pets will impact the floors. Kids playing on the floor can impact the floor, so it's more use of the floor. You want to do regular visual inspections of the floor. You want to really be watching that kitchen to see when things are wearing down. Be watching for scuffs and scratches and those types of things. And then personal preferences. Especially when you're going into a new house or you want to change something. When you want to change something on the floor, then you're going to be looking at when you're going to be looking at probably doing a full restoration if you want to change something on the floor. If you want the floors to be perfect, you either need to do the screen and recoat more often to make sure you don't lose the perfection of your floor. If you have gotten to the point of losing the perfection on the floor and you want a perfect floor, you're going to have to go to full sanding and skip the screen and recoat. So that's your options there with how pristine the floor looks. In here I have some numbers on frequency, but as you can see with those numbers, it is all based on traffic. So if you have a high traffic place, like if you have a restaurant with hardwood floors, you're probably going to be looking at having to do a rescreening, a screen and recoat on it probably every year to 2 years. If you have a home that has very low traffic, maybe 1 or 2 people living in it, a lot of rooms that are not even being used, you could go 7, 10 or more years without doing a screen and recoat. You could go many years. And again, all those other factors I had talked about earlier, like the quality of the polyurethane, those types of things, all impact the numbers of how long it's going to take. So when you're going to do a screen and recoat, it's a matter of you watching the floor and seeing when it's starting to wear down and trying to get that screen and recoat done before it wears all the way down to the wood. Consult with a professional when you think the floor needs a screen and recoat. Unless you're going to try to do it yourself, consult a professional and get their opinion on if the floor is ready for the screen and recoat or if it can go a little bit longer. If the floor is getting dull and not looking as good as it used to, it's probably time to get the screen and recoat. Alright, that is it for this article. Thank you for watching this video. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It is available on Amazon. We'll give you all kinds of information about your hardwood floors and how to take care of them. Have a great day. Thank you.